Welcome back.
Let's go back to the mall.
Back to the mall. The mall is what they should refer to the playing field as in this game.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
So, yeah, if you were here yesterday, Chad's not a fan of all the bumping, and there's a lot of it in this game.
Bunch of people just doing shit around you. Other people's kids fucking up your day.
Other people's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that on the one hand, it sucks that malls are dying because nobody goes to them anymore. But I will say, when I go, while there are kids, not as many as there used to be.
Yeah, no, malls aren't really a thing now. I mean, they're a thing. People still go, but not the way they used to be.
Nope. I remember that used to just be the hangout.
Yeah. I used to go there with a video camera and just shoot weird shit.
Hung out at many, many malls in my day. Mainly for us, it was the Freehold Mall. Because it was a place when we were like 12, 13 years old. Our parents could just dump us and enjoy their night. Come back a few hours later and get us.
Yeah, in high school, we used to hang out at the Ocean County Mall all the time, and we would bring either a video camera or like picture cameras, and we would just do really weird, random stuff. Which I'm sure we were those annoying kids.
Oh, yeah.
But
100%. But now that I'm an adult, I get to be annoyed by them too.
Yeah, exactly. I've earned it.
And you know what? When they'll graduate one day to hating kids also. Exactly. And if you're a kid watching this, one day you're gonna hate kids too. It's just the way it goes. It's a cycle.
And you might think you won't. So did we.
Yeah. No,
that's not true. To be fair,
wait a minute. I hated
when I was one.
I was gonna say I hated the other kids.
Yeah, I hated kids when I was one of them. So, I don't know. Maybe don't listen to us. Maybe life is all peaches and cream and. No, it's not.
One day you'll be tired and you don't want to have to deal with people who are too hyper and think they're funny when they aren't.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. You can't convince somebody in the moment that they're not funny when there's a whole group of them all laughing at each other.
I don't know that anybody in the history of time has ever been convinced that they weren't funny.
I know. Well, except for some people who actually are funny.
But I'm thinking like, granted, sure, it's subjective, but there are some people that definitely think they're funny that they are absolutely not, and those people, I don't know that I would ever believe that they would be convinced otherwise.
There are
Not
people
that
like that.
It's
It's true.
Because you know what? Maybe they do it. Everybody has their audience. Maybe they have that one or maybe two friends that are like, yeah, they're the funniest, and it works for them. That completes their dynamic. It makes it function. For the rest of us, you're an idiot.
I'll still never forget you tell it with Dan when Dan was trying to be funny at the roller derby. Do you remember that? When we were there, like potentially. He said something, and you basically called him not funny, and he was like, "Yeah, well, Chad, not everybody thinks you're funny either." And it was so like, oh, he was hurt. And like, I get that feeling, like when people don't laugh or don't think you're funny, I get that like awful feeling that you get. But just the way he responded was like, oh,
it's different. It's different for somebody not responding to a joke, because that's just a swing and a miss, versus somebody who just doesn't know how to take the swing properly.
Yeah. Poor Dan.
Basically just, which it's
are.
not everybody is funny. It's just that's a fact. It's not what everybody does. It's not what everybody needs. It's an alluring prospect, the thought of being a funny person that everybody kind of latches onto, but
yeah,
the reality is that's not always the case.
You know what I hate? Okay, I'm about to get it. This is going to be similar, I think, to when we discussed our whether we were funny or not, like a week or two before this one goes up.
No, it was I was asking what I was good at.
Oh yeah, during the breath edge.
And then it stemmed into what our strengths were as entertainers.
You know what sucks? And it's something I realized just in my multiple times that I've dealt with, like the people that Ian plays with, like where I've had to be in the same chat as them.
Yeah.
I realize a lot of the people who find me funny need to know me first. And when I try to be funny in people who don't really know me, is it a difficult time. I
guess I could see that.
I have gotten so many awkward silences after trying to be funny with those people.
You know what it is? All right, so I'll say this.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean no disrespect by it.
It's fine.
I think the difference between your and mine, our approaches to being funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is usually more jovial and getting everybody together and pulling them in for it.
Right.
Whereas yours it can almost be too smart for the room.
Possibly.
And it could come off as a little pretentious.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But I don't think of it that way at all because I do know you.
I just think of it as I'm being an idiot. But I guess not everybody's in on the joke.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's, yeah, you're right. Like that, it's, people aren't in my head or don't know me well enough to realize that I'm only doing that because I think the idea that I would even try to be that way is hilarious.
Yes.
It doesn't match my real personality at all. Yet, if I do it enough, people just think that it is.
Yeah.
God damn.
You're typecasting yourself.
But you know what's like, so I know it's not impossible because like me and Nico, for example, we have a great rapport.
But once again, you've known him for a while.
Yes, exactly. So if it wasn't for Nico, I would just think there's no hope with them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh yeah, okay. If Nico eventually goes along with me and all my jokes, like, I'm fine. Because he is like, you would never expect that the two of us would get along.
You know what it is too between the two of us. A lot of mine, I end up being the brunt of the joke.
Mm-hmm.
By my own design.
Yeah, fair.
Like I'll turn it in towards myself.
Yeah.
Self-deprecation, but also not just self-deprecation, but like kind of including myself into the joke to where it kind of lightens the tension of whatever the joke is a little bit. So
yes, yeah, that's fair.
Whereas I think yours is a little more intellectual. It's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
and when the problem is people that are not on the same wavelength with intellectual comedy can kind of be taken aback by it a bit. Whereas like somebody like me, I'm gonna bash it in and make it stupid and silly and goofy and absurd.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they feel like an idiot if they don't laugh.
Right. You know what it is? I've made attempts in my life. Ooh, new color scheme. I like it. I've made attempts in my life to be self-deprecating.
I don't want that though. I don't want you to.
No, I don't want to either. But I'm saying what happened when I tried is that generally people just go, yeah. It's like, hey, fuck it. Like, I'm trying to be if I try to be the butt of the joke, if I try to be the butt of the joke, everybody else goes, hey, you're right. Let's all say that to him all the time.
You know what it is? You never crafted the persona to kind of to support that.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
So
it's unfortunate, but I can't go that route.
No, I don't think of it as unfortunate because your comedy and your style, I think, is kind of a good counterbalance to what I do.
Well, that's true. I mean, for the two of us, I think it's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But also, like,
I'm talking about socially. It's very difficult.
You don't need self-deprecation for that. Because, like, honestly, self-deprecating humor, a lot of times, kind of works against me because people will think I'm being serious.
Oh, I guess I can see that happening.
Yeah, all the time where I'll make a fat joke about myself or something. And all the time people are like, you shouldn't say that about yourself. And I never
considered that for you.
Explain to them enough.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was a joke. So like I laughed with it. I smiled with it.
Yeah.
But you're not grasping the concept that I'm just trying to make you chuckle.
Yeah.
And you think that I'm sitting here trying to be sad about myself when it was never presented sad. Never am I like, no, it's just because I'm fat. It's just because this, it's just because that. No, I always make it a point to be like, you know, that's how it goes for fat folks.
I guess.
And they'll be like, oh, don't say that about yourself. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It couldn't have made it any sillier. So the whole self-deprecating thing does have its limits, which is not great. So I don't rely fully on it, but self-deprecation is a big part of my arsenal, or at least it was like in my younger years. So it definitely informs a lot of my humor.
Yeah.
But also, like, one of the things I like to do with any time I'm trying to make somebody laugh is I try to knock myself down to below them, so they can kind of, I try to put myself on an even playing field. So I'll crack jokes that are kind of personally tailored to that person, versus me trying to make the joke for the joke. Mm-hmm. Which is one of the reasons why I've always been like, I want to do stand-up, but at the same time, I don't know how to write stand-up, because a lot of what I'm funny with is conversational and one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Whereas like making a crowd laugh, I've done it, but I'm not necessarily geared towards that. So that would take a lot of work for me to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to do it a lot. You'd have to get in a lot of practice.
Yeah. Hell of a lot of practice. Like, I would eat shit on stage for the longest time because I wouldn't go up and do what I was comfortable with. I'd be trying to do something that is not me.
Yeah, I think you'd get a better reaction earlier than you'd expect, and I think probably because you do have that sort of general likability.
That's
that
performance.
Makes people
though.
go.
I'm talking about content.
I'm saying that'll help. I'm not saying that that's going to be the whole thing.
Yeah,
and that'll
the performance
win you completely. It's just more of a. I think it will aid you. Not. It won't help. It won't make you succeed.
The performance eases them in.
Yeah.
The content is what keeps them.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching that video you doing your stand-up, and I was like, oh, you come off very likable, and the jokes were good. That one joke went on a little long. It's like,
because it wasn't even a story. It wasn't a joke. It was literally just a story.
Yeah.
I didn't write jokes. I took stories, I spun them around a little bit, and I felt like I played it too safe, because that's what I always do.
Yeah.
Just find a story and just that's kind of silly and just fucking tell it. Whereas I would like to try to actually craft jokes, punchlines, tags, the whole nine. Well, and that's where I'm kind of like,
if comedy clubs are ever a thing again, you gotta try that sometime.
Well, our friend Casey, who is
I saw that,
who starred in our short Much Ado About Muffins. She's always trying to find something new to do with her life. So for the past 10 years, she was like a skydiving instructor. She just finds like new stuff to do, and she just tried stand-up comedy. And I saw that and I was like, that's awesome. Because one, she's a very likable person. She's smart. And I think if she gives it enough time, I think she could actually probably do it.
I mean, maybe.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm stuck. You assholes. God, I hate this game.
All right.
I'm not making it.
You're not making it? I'm toward the end this time. Last time we did this one, God, it was terrible. But I think I have a chance this time. This last one got me, though. So I don't know. Okay, I'm through this.
Are you shitting me?
I'm in. All right, wait, let's see what's going on with Smooth Blue Goof.
Nothing is going on. I'm not making it. That's what's going on.
Oh,
how? How does that happen?
Where's Smooth Blue Goof? Did I miss it? There he is. Oh,
yeah, I'm eliminated. That's where I am.
Aw.
Fuck this game.
I'm still in it. Somehow. All right. I've
been having a lot of reflective moments in the past probably 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I don't know what sparked it, but I've been thinking about like what am I good at? Because I don't know. I truly have no idea what I'm good at. Because everything I do, I hate. I look at everything I do, whether it's drawing something or shooting a film or doing a podcast or this or that. I hate everything. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what I'm good at. And I don't. When other people like tell me shit, they give just like blanket statements that are like that could be any you could say that to anybody and it would sound true. So I don't trust what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because like everything you do, I mean, people like all those things you just mentioned. I think everybody's response would be like, yeah, you're great at it. But pleasing yourself is a whole different thing, and it's tough sometimes.
What I'm trying to do, like we're fucking 37.
Yeah.
You're gonna be 37 in what?
No, I am 37. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turned
37 last month.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm good at. Like I don't like. For me to just sit and like say, all right, let's pull the trigger on this one thing for me to focus on the rest of my life. I couldn't begin to start doing that because I have no idea. I've done too much stuff. And
yeah,
I've hated all of it. And only me. Like it's not like I look at the stuff that we did and I'm like, oh, what we did was garbage. I look at it and I'm just like, it's not. I see me in there and I'm like, yeah, you screwed the pooch. You could have been funnier. You could have been more dramatic. This and that. And I truly don't know what it is I'm good at. I think the thing that I think I'm good at voice acting, but I don't know.
Well, you're good
I'm good at it.
You're good at voice acting as far like that's when I can't judge as much because I haven't heard your voice acting to the extent that I have other things you've done.
Well, you kind of have that.
I mean, I've heard your. I'm saying
even
like
just on the fly, just us doing silly voices. And
oh yeah,
stuff.
that's
like I try to throw a little performance into it too. I don't just.
I guess I'm thinking like
voice.
real like projects from like big companies, you know.
Oh no. That's I don't count the Disney or Nickelodeon stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just talking about just in general, like when I frame this or that, I try to throw a little performance in it.
Yeah, those are good.
And I don't know if it's good.
But people respond well to the things you do.
They do, but then again, that's the problem with that was, let's say I'm doing Frambo on a stream. I'm streaming it to people who already have it kind of built into their head, like, I'm going to like what Chad's doing. I'm here to hang out with Chad. So when I get the, oh, that was great, it's basically just like your mother telling you you're great.
Yeah.
Or you're like, all right, thanks, Mom, but...
Yeah, fair.
What's the reality? I don't know that it was actually good, or is it just because you saw Chad do a thing and you were excited about it? Which there's merit to that. It's not that I'm dismissing that. I'm just saying in terms of me knowing what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I don't know that that's good enough for me to say, all right, well then, you know what? I'm going all in. And at what point do I just take a chance? I don't know. I hate everything, Russ. I hate everything.
Hey, Diamond Dallas Page didn't become a wrestler until he was older than us.
I can't do that. My knees will break.
Well, yeah, you're right. But get to walking again, and you could be a wrestler in no time.
Oh.
No, I mean, here's the way I look. Like, you might be in a situation that I will be in if Sunday ever stops doing what he's doing. Because if he ever stops what he's doing, and nobody's willing to just be like, hey, we'll give you work that'll pay you the same, which probably not. I don't...
Yeah, you might not be able to get work that pays the same, but the fact stands that you have a catalog of proven work.
But...
You have proven yourself an excellent editor.
Yes, but... What does it get me? Like, when we're talking about what can I focus on and do for a living for the rest of my life?
You technically, if you wanted to. Now, skills-wise, I'm just saying skills-wise, you absolutely could just become an editor. You could work in Hollywood if you wanted to.
But here's the issue, and it's I remember Freddie Wong back when he was doing his stuff. No, when you go for like a job outside of this sort of like YouTube sphere, nobody cares.
Oh yeah, no,
and
that's also Freddie Wong talking 10 years ago.
True, but
landscape has changed.
It was also my experience when I was going for job interviews at real places a few years ago before I started working for Ian. is that, like, none of what I was doing seemed to matter to any of these people. I just got a lot of stares, and and a lot of it seemed to be because I'm always good at getting down to the last few people, but then when they need reasons to eliminate people, I don't have a college degree, so it's very, I don't know, I'm not entirely confident that I could just get a job editing.
Yeah, but all that would really take for you is the right demo reel.
Yes, but like
it would literally just take you doing a couple projects to prove that you know what you're doing.
But my shit's not flashy.
YouTube videos.
You know, like I don't know that I can.
No, it's not a matter of being flashy though. It's a matter of being good.
Yeah, but
you're fucking excellent.
So many editors with these. Oh, please raise.
Not to mention the fact that in the past 5 years,
yes.
in the past 5 years, YouTube people. Mm-hmm. You're starting to see them starring in Netflix shows. You're starting it's now
True.
that streaming and like Hollywood and like television and film and streaming services have basically gotten neck to neck.
Yeah,
like they're now equals.
You're true.
You're
right.
Streaming series is being put into like we're seeing streaming series being nominated for awards. We're seeing streaming series pulling from fucking TikTok people and YouTube people, and it's these new companies with big money kind of pushing these new ideas about what we expect from entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think there's a little more value than you see in what you do.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't have any chance. It's I don't know if it's going to be as easy as...
It might not be easy, but the fact is, you know that you're good at it, though.
But
you know it's something you could do.
But here's the original point that I was gonna make is that like if things don't work out and I'm not able to get a job doing that, I'm gonna just go apply to a goddamn Wawa, work up to be a manager, and just run a fucking Wawa for the rest of my life. And I will.
I'm doing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's the situation the situation you're in is the one that I think about constantly, which is just like, it may come a point where whatever you do is just going to be your hobby, and hopefully it works out. And if it doesn't work out, then at least you're doing something you enjoy for a hobby.
Well, I think we're already there.
Yeah.
So, granted, yes, your job is technically in somewhat of the field that we're doing. You're doing video work, you're doing editing, but the hobby is the thing that we want to do.
Yeah.
That's the film, that's the TV, that's the podcast, that's the channel, whatever it is we're focusing on at that moment, that's the thing we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happens that right now the jobs we have are a retail store and somebody else's channel.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm fine at a certain point just looking at it like that, because I think we know what we're good at there. I mean,
well, I don't. I really don't.
We'd have to focus. I mean, you're good at. It's
exactly. I don't know because I've done too much.
I was trying to think of something I could say that you wouldn't be like, nah.
Well, no. Like I feel like I've spread myself too thin.
Yeah, we both definitely did that over the years.
Instead of focusing on one singular thing. And I don't know what it is that if I were to do that, I don't know what it is that I would want to do. Because I don't know what I would trust myself. I feel like voice acting is probably my best lane. I think that's the one that I would probably succeed at the most.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta. What do you have to do to get that going?
I don't know. Oh well, that needs. I actually need you for that because I can throw together a demo reel, whatever. But directing myself, I can't do that. I can't rely on myself to know that was the take to use, or this was the way to edit it, or this or that. So I can't do that. I genuinely believe I cannot do that until I at least have you near me going like, no, that sucked. Do it this way.
You know what I am good at? That's one thing I will say where I'm like that I'm good at is
reining me in.
But just in general, like I know how to take somebody who is talented and use what they're good at. or like being able to like focus their talent correctly. And I think we've always done that together very well. I'm better at focusing other people's talents than my own. But that's why I always felt. I remember when it was when I almost got the WWE job in 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
That was the guy who was like, "No, you're a producer," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I kind of am." I was like, "Shit," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And he was the guy that convinced me, like, "No, with the experience you have and things you do, you'd make a great producer." I was like, "Ah, shit, that's what I do." And of course, I don't mind doing the other stuff, but it's like that's what I should be focusing on.
So you know what, and I think I as far as like the film stuff, I like directing more than anything. I think, but really only like I like taking care of the visual side of things, but it's more about like the performances, and I like getting the funny out of people or getting the whatever out of people, but not so much the other stuff. I can do the visual stuff. Like I've got somewhat of an eye. Like the fucking what was it that I shot? The Signal. I shot the Signal one, which came out pretty good.
Yeah.
So I feel like I do have an eye for it, but it is more so the acting thing. So that's why even directing, I'm kind of like, well, it's not necessarily like the thing that I do really well. The thing that I do well, that I think I do well, is voice acting.
Yeah, it's fair.
I think. I think though. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't mind helping out with that part. But hey, if you ever do want to direct, I don't mind just being there as
producing.
Yeah. Helping run the set. On a small set, first ADing if you need it.
See that? You know what? I feel like that's what I would need.
Yeah.
I would basically need a producer / first AD to kind of like be like, no. Chat. We gotta do this.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something we should. If you ever have an idea you'd want to direct, because there were many times where you had ideas where I would have been like, I'd rather you direct it, and I'd just sort of help.
Yeah.
That I think I'd be good for that. That'd be fun.
Once we get into the fucking same place, it's gonna be a game changer. We'll be more inclined, just because it's less of a task to even just like write something.
True. Well, actually,
the fact that we can just have a dry erase board up and just be like, all right, well, we're gonna just walk. Every time we walk past this, we write one idea.
Well, here,
build on it.
I'll say real quick, just because we've mentioned it in passing here and there in the videos, is that my wife and I are looking to buy a home instead of rent, just because of the way prices are in the state that we live in these days.
And I'm gonna mooch off of it.
Yeah, but we're trying to find a place that works out well, where it's like, hey, we got our area, like a mother-daughter, or a place with like a basement or something that has its own like
so I can live like a goddamn ogre.
Exactly.
Which I'm okay with. That's how
there was one place. There was one place that had it's sold now, but it had like an addition on one end that was used as an office. But I think maybe had its own entrance, but it was behind a bookshelf. Like you had to swing, you had to push the bookshelf.
I would have been okay with that.
Like it would have been so funny to be like, oh yeah, Chad lives behind the bookshelf. But they had made it like a fun, like secret door. Oh my god!
If all of a sudden, if we had people coming over and they just saw me emerge from a bookshelf,
like what that bookshelf
I just woke up.
Yeah.
Like was he sleeping in the fucking closet?
Yeah, but that's the plan, and we want to be able to do more stuff if that happens. But before, since you only have a few more minutes before you have to run, there's stuff I wanted to run something by you about that, but we'll do that off the air. But thank you guys for listening. This has been another like half episode, half podcast.
Oh yeah,
this has been fun, but our time runs short. If you guys enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you'd like to see us do.
Tell me what I'm good at.
I was about to say, heap praise upon us and tell us what we're good at.
Because we don't know. We need you to be honest.
Yeah, be honest with us.
Like, I'm brutally honest. What is it that you enjoy about this channel? What is it you would like to see more of?
Yeah, let us know.
What do you think we would be good at? Because honestly, you know what? I think we're good at a bunch of stuff, but I couldn't pinpoint one specific thing that I would say we would be comfortable leaning into. because we have, like I said, we kind of spread ourselves a little thin, and we became jacks of all trades.
But we mastered none.
But kind of to our detriment.
Yeah.
So we know how to do a little bit of a lot of shit, but fuck. I think it might
Remember
be
the
time.
old Jim Norton, he knows a little about lots of things. I don't even remember what that was
so
about.
True.
But all right, guys, tune back tomorrow or whenever, and we'll have some more. We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.